Hello, welcome back. Happy New Year. Croeso. How lovely it is to be back. This is our. I sound
What
like
have
a
you
school teacher
done?
then, didn't I?
Yeah, he did.
I did.
Oh
Welcome to
dear.
Assembly, guys. Welcome back. This is sending off. Back in our third calendar year. Our little Alex, our baby's going to nursery this year. It's
Yeah,
3.
I know. I was
Uh,
a bit mad today.
and in
Going
my,
to nursery.
I know, mental. My name is Sam as well, by the way, for any new listeners. And joining me for the third calendar year is my ever
As
present
always.
podcasting partner, Alex.
Bit worse for wear today, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
As
yeah, I
uh, as
know.
I said, not
My
feeling great, but it's
my
okay.
Alex and
But
Dost.
my don't start.
Oh heck.
Oh, I tell you what, I'll fall apart by this episode. Anyway,
Alex's New Year's resolution is no more cigarettes.
yeah, I know. Got
Just
to
get
give
rid
up
of
the
that cough.
fags. Got
Um,
to give up the fags.
right.
I don't
We
really
are back.
smoke. For those
No,
of
he
you
doesn't. To be
who
fair, he
uh,
doesn't. He
who
doesn't even
actually give a
drink.
rat's. Yes, that's very
He doesn't
true.
even drink. To be fair,
I can't even
he's
see at the minute.
there we are. Lovely.
Anyway, right. You know what the score is. It's
Yeah.
the new calendar
2-0.
year. We have to. It's, see, the crap doesn't stop, guys. It just does not stop.
New year,
Um,
new year, same shit.
exactly. Exactly. We got to do the awards. It's the showers, the
The
dafters, if you
showers.
will.
Yes, yes. This is somehow we've managed to bring this back for the third
Yeah,
time.
this is one of those ones we thought, oh, we'll use that one again if we're a
If
bit
anyone
slow on
watched
episodes.
these last year, you'll remember we had lots of some celebrity guests who were
Mm.
announcing the awards. I hate to
This
break it to
year
you, I've been
that didn't
far too
happen.
lazy this year, and I've enjoyed my Christmas too much, and I've forgotten to ask anybody. I forgot to even
Re-
put the awards up until last week.
realistically, um, would they have come back?
Probably not. So
Yeah, there we go. Anyway,
uh,
that doesn't matter because we're still doing it.
let's
It's
let's
still here.
let's go in. Let's go in with we'll go in first, I think, with surprise package of the year. I want to go for first.
Go on then.
So the nominees for this one were Brighton, Morocco, Croatia, Newcastle, and Fulham. Any
Right.
immediate thoughts on those nominees?
Um, well, Morocco for me were quite a surprise. I think Brighton as well.
Yeah.
That was a
Do you know?
very big surprise.
Do you know what I think Brighton have done? They've surprised me more since Potter's gone. They
Yeah,
obviously
that's
surprised
exactly what
me
I am.
when they surprised me when Potter was there, but I think when he left and De Zerbi, or however you say it, took over, I think like I didn't. Obviously, he wasn't exactly a nobody. He's been managing Italy for a while, but I think I didn't expect him to maintain the levels as such without
Yeah.
Potter. But they fair play to him. I mean, they've done well. Newcastle as well. I mean,
Yes and no with Newcastle. I think Newcastle, they were a surprise of how well they're doing straight away. I thought
yeah,
it would take them a bit of time. I've just caught a glimpse of myself in the car. I'm so sorry for anyone watching on YouTube. In fact, if you are watching YouTube, just go to Anchor. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see this. No, but for Newcastle, it's more of like I'm surprised they're doing as well as they are now. I knew they would, but I didn't think it would be as fast as this, to be honest
yeah.
with you. And I do actually enjoy watching Newcastle now.
They're a good team to
That's
watch, aren't
kind
they?
of
They are a good
yeah, I
team to
know.
watch.
That's quite a
Yeah.
surprise. I enjoy watching Kieran Trippier. I enjoy watching Saint Maximin.
Thing
They're a
is,
good team to watch.
they've quietly assembled a really good squad, and the signings
Yes, I know,
they've made Pope,
but
Trippier,
they've not been had any
Osman.
superstars, have they?
No, well, I'd argue that Guimaraes is one in the making. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
be,
but
but he wasn't when they signed him.
that's
And
that's what I'm saying.
what I love what they've done since Eddie Howe's taken over is they've made players like, well, Joe Linton for Almiron, who were, I mean,
Yeah.
they were crap, weren't they? They were crap. There's no two ways about that. The Jack Grealish comment, it wasn't even that out of pocket last year. Like he was poor, Almiron.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, since then, Ballon d'Or
I
shouts.
don't know. Yeah, it's Ballon d'Or shouts, mind. Ballon d'Or shouts. With Almiron, I think Almiron sort of found his new lease of life or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. Newcastle, I think people will still underestimate them, and they're currently
Yeah,
sitting in like what, second or what?
third, I think they are at the minute.
Third. There we are.
Yeah,
They're sitting in third behind City and Arsenal.
Arsenal.
That's
Mm.
not too bad. That's not too
To be
bad.
fair, I think Arsenal quite hard done by not being on that list. But as a big club, I think they
Do you
are.
know what though? Do you know what? You said it a couple of years ago on this very podcast. You were saying keep an eye out for Arsenal a couple of years.
I did.
Sam did say that, and I laughed.
Listen.
I'll be honest, I
Yeah,
did laugh at that. So
I'll have to find the episode now. I'll be
yeah,
scrolling back all night.
yeah, yeah.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, looking at that one.
Don't worry,
clip
found
just
it,
for when
found
just
it.
for when they win it. And when City overtake them and beat them on the final day, I'll
Yeah,
miraculously lose the sound
last
clip
day.
somewhere. We'll
Yeah.
be in the cloud then.
Oh dear, this is going to be the episode.
Yeah, just Alex coughing.
Just
Send him cough.
me spluttering. Yeah, send him cough.
Croatia. I don't know if Croatia were that much of a surprise.
Do you know what?
Final last time, but I think
we came up with these, didn't we?
Yeah.
Upon reflection, I find Croatia quite boring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
was a bit like
they won on penalties. They made it on penalties. So did Morocco a lot of the time, but
who expected Morocco to get there?
Yeah.
What did they come fourth?
With Croatia, I think I don't know. Maybe we've done them a bit of a disservice putting them as a surprise package.
Maybe.
You know, they made the final last time. The reason I was so surprised by it was the age of their squad last time. You know, you look at like Mandzukic just gone, Perisic is a bit older, Modric is older. You know,
that's his last one. You know,
so it did surprise me to see him there, but yeah, and Fulham, 7th, 8th at the minute.
Yeah, they're up there. Mitrovic is firing.
Paul Cooper must be landed. Cooper must be.
Paul's having a great time. No, I don't know. With Newcastle, Fulham, I thought it was because of the last time they were in the league and they finished so poorly, and Mitrovic he just did nothing. He was a bit of a donkey, if anything. Then he had that season in the Championship, scored like how many goals did he score? 40 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 42, I think it was something like that.
But you know, that's an unreal. So he's found his feet, and I think that's kind of what took me by surprise how well they're doing this time around. But there's only one winner.
So those are our nominations, and the winner in this one, surprise package of the year, is Morocco, which I think.
Oh yeah, I'm happy with that.
It's justified. I think that's a correct decision. Right, second award of the night. This is definitely more low key than we've ever done it before, but I'm quite enjoying
it is. It's. I feel like we need a bit of jazz music in the background, to be honest.
Do you want to play some light jazz?
Do you play some light jazz?
We'll go for Young Player of the Year now. I put this as under 22.
All right.
Or whatever. Did I put under 22? I put whatever age would exclude Haaland and Trent, because I'm bored of Haaland and Trent in these discussions.
It must be under 22
to be in young players now. Haaland would just walk this, and it's not fair. So the nominees for this one are Jude Bellingham, Enzo Fernandez, Bukayo Saka, Gavi, and Pedri.
Good selection.
Not a bad five-a-side team. I mean,
I know.
No defenders,
no goalkeeper. Still, so you probably scored a few.
Yeah.
I don't really know who I pick. I mean, Jude Bellingham's there, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. He's got to be there or thereabouts. He's unbelievable.
There or thereabouts. He's there or thereabouts. Go and have a look at our Twitter if you don't know what we're talking about. Who would I pick though, if I was my choice? Do you know Saka's playing well, quite quietly? Yeah, he's playing quite well.
He's having a bit of an understated season.
I know.
Like Odegaard's taking a lot of the.
I feel bad for him as well. You know, I feel bad for him because I think I don't know. If you have a season like that at the age that he is, because how old is he? Like what, 21?
Yeah. Well, no, he's got. Yeah, he must be. He must be under 22.
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah, he has to be. He's not having a bad season, and he's carrying this Arsenal team a fair bit. Like he's dug him out of a few dodgy situations.
Yeah. Martinelli has as well, though. I like Martinelli.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez, World Cup winner. I mean, possible transfer to Chelsea. But it looks like it might fall through today. You know,
Pedri as well. He's there. Pedri's had a very good year though, from like end of last season to
Same with Gavi. This season. Gavi's been pretty good. I think Gavi under Xavi is.
Gavi under Xavi is. I'm trying to think of a word that rhymes, but I can't.
Savvy.
There we go. I knew you'd come up with one.
I was gonna go for Xavi, but I thought that was they're rude, and I don't know the guy, so I can't comment.
You can't say, can you? Can't say.
No, this I was gonna say I can't call it, but I literally have the answer in front of me, so I know.
Yeah, so you're about to call it.
But I when I wrote this, or when we picked these, I couldn't call it.
But, I couldn't. Who's won though?
Send him off award for Young Player of the Year It's gone to Enzo Fernandez.
Has it really?
It has. World Cup winner.
That surprised me. That has
I
quite
know.
surprised me, to
I
be
thought more
honest.
people would vote for Jude Bellingham, but
I thought more people would vote for Pedri, if I'm being honest.
did you?
Pedri and Jude, I thought would have more
To be
votes,
honest,
but
Pedri would probably be my last one on there this year,
really,
based on this year. Yeah, I probably
yeah,
would
well,
have
I
gone.
suppose, yeah.
I probably would have gone Enzo Fernandez, Jude Bellingham, Saka, Gavi, Pedri. But that's probably
Yeah.
just because I don't watch a great deal of La Liga, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I watch it here and there, but I mean, I can't say I enjoy watching La Liga anymore. But anyway, that was that one. I don't want to keep going on about it because we know the answer.
Yes. Right. One for us.
Next.
Welsh Player of the Year.
Oh, there we are then. Right, who we got?
The nominees, and I just want to apologise to Rupa that we didn't put Nico Williams in this. I'd like to formally apologise. The nominees are Brennan Johnson, Danny Ward, Kiefer Moore, Harry Wilson, and Gareth Bale. I mean, I'm assuming we're going on club form because the World Cup was
it was poor. I mean, realistically, that was 3 games
in 2022.
Yeah,
so
it was 3 games really. We had to pick from the World Cup.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an awful lot of games as far as like international football goes. I think Danny Ward has been a very good replacement for Wayne Hennessy.
Yeah.
And I think we're in safe hands with it.
Likewise for Kasper Schmeichel at times.
Well, there we are.
At club level, I think a lot of people scoffed at him, and
do you know, to an extent, I did. I say that I put him straight in my fantasy team.
First few, only because he was cheap though. Same as us all, isn't it? Straight in game week 1 he was. Then he conceded like loads of goals.
Because he did, games, he's been on the bench ever since.
More clean sheets now than anybody. So
it's a bit of a shame. I still haven't taken him in the old starting 11, but that's for another episode.
You know, Kiefer Moore. I mean, he's been all right.
He's not. I mean, for club though.
Yeah, well, but he scored the goal. Promoted.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But
chipped in with a couple in the Premier League. Been pretty good for Wales, I'd say. Scored a big goal against Belgium, and then was probably our best player in the second half of the first game of the World Cup when he came on and changed the game.
When he came on, he was very good. Yeah. We got
Harry
Wilson
as well. Brennan
Johnson. Yeah,
had a very good game last night in the Premier League.
He's starting to find his feet in a Welsh shirt as well, and I quite like to see that.
Yeah, I'm
very glad. I'm excited to see because we go into a lot of games, for Wales next year.
Yeah,
and I'm very excited to see him play.
Yeah,
very excited.
I think he's got to be in instead of Dan James for me. I think his technical ability.
I agree. I agree.
James. Maybe even have him in for Bale and bring Bale off a bench. See how Bale feels about international football now. Come in after the World Cup. See how his fitness is. Because he might just be more effective for the last half hour, 25 minutes.
I think that's kind of his role now. He's going to play a lot of a Chris Gunter kind of role.
Yeah.
Jump off the bench, last half hour. Anyway, who won it?
Harry Wilson as well in it.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I can't say.
Looking back, we probably should have put Nico Williams instead of Harry Wilson, but
he hasn't
been awful. He had a good season for Fulham. Very good season for Fulham last year. But there we are.
I don't know. I don't think I could have called. Like, we picked the players. I don't even know whether I could have called this one myself.
No, and
I'm very interested to see
run
one.
Away with it. I really thought Bale would run away with it. But Welsh Player of the Year has actually gone to Danny Ward.
I'm happy about that.
I think he's done really well. I think he's done really well in the Premier League. So
Premier League, yeah, and I think we'll see him now come into his own. Maybe well, I suppose we haven't got too long to go until Germany, have we? He'll play well in qualifying. He'll play well in qualifying. Mark my words.
Flop of the year.
Yeah, right.
Flop.
Go on then.
Great word.
Flop.
Right, so the nominees for flop of the year, Nottingham Forest, which, to be honest, right, they won last night and they might prove this wrong. But in 2022, they've been, in that part of the Premier League season, they would have flopped. Belgium, Germany,
again, yeah.
Wales at the World Cup, specifically at the World Cup, though.
At the World Cup for 3 games.
Qualified. Yeah, and Jack Grealish. Who I feel a bit sorry for. We've lumped him with
I do as well.
Teams, but
yeah,
£100 million.
Isn't he the most expensive Premier League player ever? That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, for me, it's Belgium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That's where I'd go
they were
straight away.
rubbish. Like
It's not just
Germany went out early, but I don't think they necessarily played horrendously. They shouldn't have lost to Japan, but I
with
don't like.
Germany. I feel like they've got a bit of time now to like they need to rebuild their entire
Yeah.
squad. Like they had that time before, and they had they brought in Neuer, they brought in Özil, Podolski. They had that team then.
Yeah,
Now I think it's time to do that all over again. I don't
100%.
know where their players are going to come from though. I don't know where this
They've got a
influx of
lot coming
talented
through, though.
German
They have
players.
got a lot coming through. They got Florian Wirtz, who I don't think he even played in the World Cup. He's been injured. They've got Musiala coming through.
Is that a
You know,
worry though for you? Would that if you were German, would you be a bit worried that these players are only coming through because
well,
like they
no,
lack a
I
few
think
like experienced heads?
Musiala is up there with young, probably one of the next 2 or 3 on my list for young player of the year. If we were carrying on with nominations, Wirtz is by all accounts a very, very good player. Even Havertz, I mean,
I was thinking
got it.
Havertz.
Whether
Who
he's shown
replaces
it with
Neuer
Chelsea or
though?
not. We got Ter Stegen, haven't you? But he's
I
not
don't think
young.
he's a replacement.
He's
Yeah,
not young either.
not very young at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a few holes in that German team that need to be sorted out. I'm sure they'll get it sorted.
Yeah.
Um,
They're at a funny stage
when is my
where
question?
they've got like more experienced players like Rudiger and Kimmich, who are sort of edging on the wrong end of, well, no,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they're
they
on the wrong side of experienced.
they're almost going to be too old when the younger players hit the prime. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I suppose that's the same with any team, though. You get that with any team coming through. I mean, you could say that about the likes of, I don't know, Harry Kane is 29 now, be 30 next year, and then you got Bellingham coming through who's really young. But
I think
suppose,
though
go on.
no, I was going to say with Bellingham, I think he's years above his age anyway.
100%.
So I think England have got away with it in that case. But I know what you're saying. Like somebody who would be by the time Bellingham gets like say 23, 24, Kane would be like 34, 30, and he's not going to be in that England team. And I think that's kind of where Germany are going to be in a couple of years' time. And I do worry for them slightly because I mean, there's going to be enough talented German coaches out there, and they'll be able to bring the players up to speed. But it's not the same as playing with them, is it? But I don't know. It's interesting. I'm sorry. And Belgium, they've just been a bit of a waste of space for quite a while.
Nothing with that golden generation.
They've had an unbelievable selection of players, absolutely outstanding selection of players. I think Roberto Martinez was the wrong man.
I do as well. I like Roberto Martinez a lot.
I love Roberto Martinez.
I do think he's the wrong guy for it. I don't know who was the right guy. I've got no alternative suggestion, but he won the right guy for me, for sure. But we move. And next on the list, Wales of the World Cup, and that's all I'm going to say. The less said about it, the better. It was lovely to be there. It was lovely to be there, but it wasn't.
All things considered, it would be nice to be there a bit longer, or score a goal from open play or anything like that.
Put up a fight.
But yeah.
So flop of the year, send him off. Flop of the year, Jack Grealish.
Is it really?
It is, yeah. Playing like Almiron.
Playing like Almiron. I feel a bit sorry for him, to be honest.
He's not done a great deal, to be fair. But I don't think he's been actively awful enough to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's done a lot of good things off the pitch.
Yeah, he's a divisive figure though on it.
Yeah, but then Guardiola doesn't pick him every week, does he?
No. And he wears short socks.
He does wear very short socks. Sean Connery.
Clearly not a team player.
Are we? Yeah, exactly. If you know, you know. You won't know.
About 4 people in the world know.
Yeah, flat out. Do you like his haircut though?
No.
You don't?
No. I think the loser of fantasy football next year should have to get a haircut. I think we should.
All right then, yeah, deal. Screw it.
There we are. Deal. Happy days. Sorted.
Deal.
I'm not the
loser of fantasy.
I'd like to.
Oh well, I'll be the only one then because there's no way anyone else is gonna.
If Alex
join in
loses fantasy football,
if I lose fantasy league, I'll get Jack Grealish's haircut.
That's flop.
I made a lot of empty promises on this podcast over time, haven't I?
You have. You still haven't done your streak game.
I still, yeah.
Macedonia scored.
You're right. I haven't done that. Moving on.
Villain of the year.
No, what do we say for this now? I forgot.
Nominees are Alex for not doing his North Macedonia strip.
There we are. There's one.
No, I'm only joking. What are you joking, man?
What are you joking, man?
FIFA and Gianni Infantino. Cristiano Ronaldo, VAR, or Roy Keane.
I just heard something rattle around behind me and I jumped a mile then.
The drums
Don't
are
know what
moving,
it was.
eh?
The drum rolls, yeah.
So,
So what was it? Infantino, Ronaldo,
VAR,
VAR
Keane.
again, and Roy Keane. He's a miserable git, isn't he, Roy Keane?
He is miserable.
I'm sorry.
We put him on. He's just miserable. But that's your job.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your job.
What was he complaining? He complained about something in the World Cup. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, they're celebrating like they've won the Champions League. It's your job.
For me, Infantino is probably the biggest villain. I know Cristiano Ronaldo had a lot to say about Manchester United, etc. But I don't know. Unless you're a Man United fan, is he really a villain? Because I don't think Manchester United are a very well run club anyway.
No, true. We basically said what we all know, didn't he?
Well, yeah, exactly. And he came out and said, "I know
we're not being paid millions by them every week."
That's true, and we didn't go on Piers Morgan to say it. Who else did we have? Oh, VAR. I mean, VAR is going to be there every year, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll be honest. Worked really well in the World Cup.
I think it did as well. I think it did
really well,
and I liked the
what
reason
is wrong with English referees. Then
we've said this for years. But the thing I liked the most about it was that for all the time it took, it was added on at the end.
I love this. I love the World Cup added time. For everybody who complained about it, I don't understand that.
No, I couldn't understand it. And then as soon as it was explained, like the ball's been, that's fine because we want to have a full game.
You want the ball in play for 90 minutes or as close to 90 minutes as you can.
Happy days. Definitely. Well, the other night, I can't remember. Was it the Nottingham Forest game or the Arsenal game or one or the other?
It was 43 minutes.
The ball was in play for a total of like 43 minutes, like less than half a foot. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. But Infantino, for me, I think he's the biggest villain. Simply for suggesting having 36 teams in the 32 or one or the other.
Today, like a villain.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the setup as it is. Nothing wrong with it at all.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the same as the Champions League changing though. Like I don't know. It's all money. That's what it is. It's money. And the next World Cup, teams like Wales are more likely to qualify. But yet I'm sat here, a man from Wales, saying I don't want that. I don't.
Yeah, no, I'd rather keep the World Cup as it is. Yeah,
and I think this year, despite where it was and when it was, solely on football, I genuinely think it's one of my favorite World Cups.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think as far as the football goes, it was probably one of the better ones to watch.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people would agree with that.
A lot of shocks, a lot of upsets, and you won't get that in such a big tournament if there's only 3 games or 2 games in a group, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got 2 games in a group.
Yeah.
For each team. I don't know. But the last group game, like group of games for like the last day of the group stage or whatever it is, the jeopardy involved in it is just unbelievable. It's so much fun to watch. Japan, Costa Rica,
exactly. Germany, and Spain. I think
that was unreal.
All of them were going through and all of them were going out at one point.
It got to a point where I can't remember. Yeah. It got to a point where I think there was one, I can't remember who for the life of me, I can't remember who it was. But one team was going to go through because they had less yellow cards than the other one.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's incredible. That's incredible. Anyway, who is the biggest villain?
Villain of the year, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Is he really?
He is. And
Ooh.
I agree. I think...
Oh, do you? Okay.
I think it's massively, massively embarrassing what he's done.
Okay. I like how you played a bit of devil's advocate earlier.
He deserves to be villain of the year. He deserves to be villain of the year. To come out and speak against your employer like that. If I did that, I'd be sacked.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not on 200 million a year, whatever stupid amount he's on, right? And then to say I'm bigger than Man United, which is what his agent said in the summer, to say I want to play Champions League football, I want bigger in bed, I want to do that.
And then go to Saudi
Arabia is an absolute farce. It's a joke, and he's made a mockery of it. And no matter what he does now, regardless of whether Messi had won the World Cup, that debate is settled. in my mind.
I do sort of agree to an extent now. I think the debate kind of as far as like who's the GOAT now, I think that's been,
It's
and I hate that phrase like who's the GOAT, but I think
it's
in
a
terms of
sad,
who's the better player
sad
of our
end.
generation,
It's a sad last chapter to his career, I think. And
I
I think
hope
he's
it's not the
tainted it.
last.
I think
I
it is,
hope it
though.
isn't the last. I could well be. I hope it isn't because somebody like him, I feel like he's still got a few years left. What he does with them, I don't know. Um, but if it is the last one, I feel like it's a bit of a sheepish way to go.
I
I've
think
got to
it's
be
a sad
honest.
way to see him go. And
Yeah,
I think he's always had an ego and an attitude, but the ego is always sort of added to the myth, I think, with him. But I think the ego and the attitude have got the better of him in the last 3 or 4 years. And even when he was at Juventus, I
but
just think
I think it's part of it is his ego, and part of it is I think like he doesn't even want to allow himself to slow down. Like he can't process the fact that he's getting
oh
older,
yeah, yeah.
and
And it's
he
annoying him.
like it's really frustrating him, and I feel sorry for him to an extent because he wants to like I don't know keep on as if he's 23, 24, 25
Yeah.
and scoring all those goals at top level, and his body just can't do it anymore. As fit as he is, he's one of the fittest players out there.
Yeah. Say that. He scored like 16, 17 for Man United last year in the Premier League.
And that's not a bad return, but he wants to have the ball all the time. He gets annoyed when he doesn't get the ball, and he just can't play
It's
like
the
that anymore.
tantrums and the parties that I can't deal
Yeah,
with. Like I'm like you are literally the you're well quite often he's got a captain's armband on, and I'm like
yeah.
that's not how you behave if you're
But
not
even
the
if he
captain, let
doesn't,
alone if you are.
he's
Yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo. Like he should be acting as a captain if he has it or
yeah,
not. But no,
yeah.
I know what you're saying. I think his body's starting to let him down, and I think that's getting to him. But now he's gone out to Saudi Arabia. Is not he'll say, oh, I want to show people how competitive. It's not competitive.
No, it's
It's not
not.
competitive at all,
He's
and he
gone
knows
for
he's
a
going to back
payday,
like
and he's gone because nobody
yeah,
else wanted him. That's the only
yeah.
reason.
That's what it is. He says he had offers from Europe and wherever. He didn't. He might
No,
well have had one or two, but none
yeah.
were much cop. But there we are. Anyway, next.
Team of the year:
Right.
France,
Okay.
Argentina, the
Okay.
Lionesses, Manchester City, and Real Madrid.
When I remember when we wrote this one, and we were saying, the winner of the World Cup has to be there. For me, I think Team of the Year is the winner of the World Cup.
I agree. You can't not.
I
Can you?
you can't
And
not.
I'll
They
cut this one short. That's exactly what the voters thought as well.
yeah,
Argentina
good.
have won Team of the
Yeah.
Year, which I think that's
City,
ridiculous, isn't it? Like with the Champions League and a league win, you can do that necessarily and not win Team of the Year because there could be better
yeah.
teams, across the calendar year. But I think if you win a World Cup in a year, then come on.
But I don't think Argentina are the best team.
No, by
Not the
no means are
best
they the
team.
best team in the world.
But that's tournament football for you.
Yeah,
That's the way tournament football goes.
they were the best team
But
in the tournament, though. I think
they were a
completely
fantastic team to
deserved to win
watch.
it.
And it was really nice to see Messi. I know again, like Ronaldo, his body starting to let him down as well. But
He
to
won
see him
back
like
the clock
switch
a
it
couple
on.
of years. He won
Yeah,
back the clock at
that's
least
what I'm
3 or 4
saying. He
years.
he could switch it on when he needed to, and it was really, really nice to see. And I
Do you
won't
know what I?
forget
Do
that.
you know what I loved as well? This World Cup is like Messi to me has always been the nice one, but like he became a little bit of a shithouse,
Yeah, he did.
which
He
like
did.
I love that.
And
I rate
I think he's
anybody who's a
always had that in
shithouse.
him, though. I think
Yeah,
he's always
well,
had that in him.
he's Argentinian. They're all shithouses,
Yeah,
and they
they
love
are.
it,
They
boys. They
are.
love
That's
it. They
true.
absolutely
That's
love
true.
it. Like Maradona, just Mascherano springs to mind. He was an absolute,
He was, wasn't he? Yeah,
bugger
he was
to
a
play
git.
against in the Premier League, wasn't he? Yeah. Um, I just think Messi's bought into that and just gone, nah, sod it. Let's
Yeah,
go. But
let's go for it now.
they've won a World
But
Cup.
yeah,
Um,
right
yeah,
next. I'm conscious of time. How long have we got
yeah,
left?
I'm conscious of time too.
Yeah,
Manager of the year. So we've got Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Lionel Scaloni, the Argentinian manager, Didier Deschamps, and Eddie Howe. And should we just do the winner and then talk? Yeah. So
yeah, may as well.
yeah, why not? Nah, if it ain't broke. Eddie Howe has actually won that one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's manager of the year. I would have given it
Yeah.
to. Whoa! I just turned right. Sorry, I turned Siri on, and he just.
turned City on.
I keep
Bloody
turning
hell.
Siri off. I know. Sorry, everyone.
Right. No, Eddie
Um,
Howe. Eddie Howe.
Yeah,
No, I think it's deserved. I mean, he hasn't won anything, but yeah, he's turned them round.
I'm not against that.
Turned them round.
Yeah,
In fairness.
with quite a. I was going to say a fair bit of backing, but he hasn't spent an awful lot, has he?
he spent a fair bit, but not
but
an
not like a
astronomical amount.
tremendous. Yeah,
Definitely not an amount I think that is a top 4 amount.
that's true. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Guardiola, I think a bit unlucky.
Yeah, 100% unlucky. But I think he's sort of fallen victim to the curse of it's just expected now
Yeah,
that Guardiola achieves greatness. Whereas Eddie Howe and Arteta, I think, were probably the
I think
two.
Arteta was a bit unlucky too, to be honest.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah, but I think
But we'll see at the end of the year. I think
we'll see.
at the end
I
of the season,
think
we'll see.
2023 this
Mm,
time next year, he might be in with a shout if Arsenal carry on like they are. Right, so that's manager. We'll do player of the year.
go
So
on.
Kevin De Bruyne, Benzema, Messi, Mbappe, Haaland. In a word,
It's tough, right?
that's not
I'd,
written. But in a word, man.
yeah, I know. In a word, and he goes and uses two. Um, it's between two. I'm gonna go for Messi.
Yeah, that's Messi did win it.
Sneaking it.
Messi got the
It
votes.
it was
Messi
between
actually
Messi and
got
Haaland. Mbappe.
yeah, a Mbappe. Isn't that
Mbappe.
really funny then? Um, no, I think Messi's just like just written in it. I mean, he's probably going to win the
He's won
Ballon
it all,
d'Or.
yeah.
Probably going to win the
Yeah,
next
fair
Ballon
enough.
d'Or as well. And
That's fair enough.
the
I
goat.
think Mbappe and Haaland now is going to be the next sort of
Yeah,
rivalry, and I think
yeah,
Mbappe had a very good year this year as well. I will say
yeah,
that.
yeah. Brilliant,
Um,
fantastic
and
World Cup.
if he won the World Cup, it would have been him.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. Even to an extent, I think if Messi hadn't done much in the World Cup,
Yeah, very
maybe
true.
because Mbappe was unbelievable.
He was very
Um,
good.
Moment of the year, last one of the night.
Right.
So we've got Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, Morocco make the semi-finals, Wales qualify for the World Cup, Messi wins the World Cup, and the Premier League last day, that manic last day where City were against Villa.
Just right on the Premier League last day. It was a good last day,
It
but
was.
for me, Premier League last days are always going to be compared to Martin Tyler,
Yeah.
Aguero. Manchester United have done all they can,
This is the
and
closest one we've had, though,
I
I think.
know, but it just I don't know. For me, whenever I think of a last day, I compare it to that, and it just doesn't quite live up to that. Personally, on a personal level, when Wales qualified,
Yeah, it was
we
unbelievable.
we were together for that
Yeah,
one,
we
and
were.
like
We were
we
in
were
the pub,
together
weren't we?
watching. Well, we went to Swansea, didn't we, to watch it?
Yeah.
And we watched another qualifier, with a few of the boys as well. It was. I hate to use cringy sayings such as this, but it was very magical. It was very
It was a core
magical.
memory. That was.
Yeah,
It was a
exactly,
core
and it's
memory.
it's one that it's going to stick with a lot of Welsh people for a very long time. And I understand, this isn't all for Welsh people, but that would be mine.
That's mine as well. That's mine.
Yeah.
But the voters went with Messi winning the World Cup, which I think
Again,
will
yeah,
be on football's chapter that is 2022. That'll be the crowning image of Messi
yeah.
with the World Cup. Rightly so, as it should
I
be.
think that's where his
Greatest of all time.
documentary will end as well. Like we'll
Yeah.
see a Messi documentary one day,
Yeah.
and then it
that's
will
where it'll
be
end. Yeah.
the final image will be him being draped with the robe and
Yeah.
lifting the World Cup, etc.
Crowned
And I think that's
king of football.
exactly, yeah.
And
But there we are.
that's the send him off awards. We're back for a new year now. This is we're back regularly. We're taking a bit of time off, I know. I hope you haven't missed us too much. But we're back now.
We know you
got
haven't.
We got some cracking guests lined up though. We are really
Yeah, it's going to be a good
excited
one
about
this year.
month,
It's going to be a good
this
one.
month particularly as well. We have got some stonking guests lined up for you. So we will we'll see you next week where we are back with what football means to me. As it stands, subject to any change.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we should
as
be
usual.
back with what football means to me next week. And we love those ones. Can't wait. So we'll see you soon.
And hopefully I won't be coughing the way I am today.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed again, subject to change.
There we are. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening and take care. Ta-ra.
See you later.